here we are with Ben Goertzel. I don't think I have to say many things about him except for he has been called by Ray Kurzweil himself one of the top 5 artificial intelligence scientists in the world. And coming from Ray Kurzweil, I think it's a very good introduction. He's just had a second baby with his Chinese wife in Washington State, so he couldn't fly. But he's going to give this fantastic news of the first, well, the little brother of Sophia that he's finishing right now, whose name is Grace, and it will have medical purposes. So here is Ben from Washington State, video recorded. Thank you.
I'm Ben Goertzel, and it's my great pleasure to be talking to you all at the Transvision 2021 event. I'm quite sorry I can't be there face-to-face in Madrid, but you know, the interwebs will do the trick in a pinch. So, you know, I've spoken at a number of Transvision events before, including in Madrid. I've been chairman of the organization called Humanity Plus, formerly known as World Transhumanist Association, which has put on the Transvision conferences for some years, and I've been pursuing transhumanist ideas for a long time before I joined the World Transhumanist Association / Humanity Plus. Really, since I first encountered transhumanist concepts in the Star Trek TV show when I was like 2 or 3 years old in the late 1960s, and I have to say, you know, through these many decades that I've been formally and informally been pursuing transhumanist ideas, it really just keeps getting better and better. I mean, we are moving step by step and in a palpable, really, you know, demonstrable, understandable, practical way. We're moving step by step toward realizing the crazy visions of the transhumanist seers and prophets historically. I mean, one idea after another that seemed crazy, impossible, and just purely visionary has within our lifetime started to come to reality. I mean, including humanoid robots like Grace, our elder care robot, who I'm gonna let have a chat with you guys in a few minutes. So what I want to do in this brief talk is, you know, tell you a bit about my vision for the singularity and the broad transhumanist future, and then bring it back home to currently, you know, real and existing technologies and talk about what we can do with the technology we have right now that will help the singularity come off most probably in a more positive way, so that the transhuman future is, you know, a maximally beneficial one for humans, post-human life forms, and all sentient beings. So let's start at the highest level. You know, we live in incredibly exciting times, as I've already stressed. You know, we live not just at a moment when science fictional visions are becoming real, but we also live at a moment when the legacy human-dominated phase of human history is coming to an end. I wouldn't say humanity as such is coming to an end, because the definition of humanity can be quite flexible, and if we have robots or mind uploads or AGIs that, you know, embody the core, the essence of human values and human spirit, we could consider those as continuations of humanity, as varieties of humanity, just as we may be able to consider, you know, future versions of the Grace robot as continuations and varieties of humanity. But we're nearing the end of the era where legacy humans in our precise evolved form are you know, the most intelligent, powerful beings on the planet, and that's exciting, and it's a little frightening as well if you really take it seriously. And I do really take it seriously. I mean, I believe that, you know, unless something unfortunate like an accident befalls me, like within my lifetime, I think it's pretty likely we're going to see a technological singularity with the emergence of massively superhuman intelligences, strong nanotechnology, femtotechnology, you know, super longevity pills that humans can take to avoid aging, the end of material scarcity at the level that matters to average humans. I mean, I think brain computer interfacing, where that, you know, the chip is in the head rather than in the hand, and then the mind is in the cloud as well as in the head. So we're remarkably close to all this in historical terms, although of course a matter of years or decades before these things happen is still very significant in our individual human lives and our careers. And, you know, the reason this is both an exciting and a frightening juncture at which to be alive, of course, is that, you know, we don't really know how this is going to come out. There are clearly both utopic and dystopic potentials and potentials in between. So, I mean, there's the possibility for undreamed of bliss for humans and all sentient beings. You know, probably not perfect, unalloyed, you know, heaven with no problematic issues. Most likely there's always going to be problems of some sort, but we could be on the brink of a mode of existence, you know, vastly better than what we have now, in the same sense that, you know, the life of an ordinary person in our society today is qualitatively better than the life of the average prisoner. I mean, we're looking at breaking away from the shackles of having to work every day, breaking away from the shackles of mental illness, breaking away from the shackles of disease and death, breaking away from the legacy limitations of our minds. On the other hand, you know, there's also the possibility that the singularity comes out well for some minds and beings, but not for most humans, right? I mean, there's a lot of competition and a lot of cruelty in the world today, and if these forces are the ones that come to dominate, I mean, then the singularity might be beneficial in a long run sense, but not beneficial for most of the humans or sentient beings on the planet today. I mean, much as the Cambrian explosion was positive on the whole for the evolution of life on Earth, but not so positive for all the species and individuals that were extincted along the way, right? So, I mean, what this gives rise to the you know, $88 quadrillion question, or actually a question going far beyond money and any quantification of value as we know it. I mean, the question, what can we do to bias the odds of our evolutionary trajectory toward a positive singularity rather than a negative singularity? What can we do so that the path to a transhuman future is also a path to a more intensely and positively human future, in which the spirit and core of humanity and the best of humanity is persisted, even as legacy human form becomes less central. And I think one of the most important things we can do there is develop AI systems, narrow AI systems verging into AGI systems that do beneficial things for human beings in the here and now. I mean, I buy into I.J. Good's notion that the first truly intelligent machine will be the last invention that humanity has to make. I mean, humans may still invent things for fun. Superhuman AI minds are going to be invention machines far beyond the human level. So, I mean, the most important technology on the path to a singularitarian and transhumanist future is artificial general intelligence, which is why I've been working on that for several decades in the OpenCog project, where we're now building a new version of our OpenCog proto-AGI system called OpenCog Hyperon. And the SingularityNet project I now lead, which aims to build a decentralized blockchain-based infrastructure for AI systems. I think AGI is going to be what drives the evolution of a singularity of a transhuman future, and to make an AGI beneficially oriented toward humans and all sentient beings, we need the right cognitive architecture inside our AGI systems, which I think OpenCog Hyperon and Singularity Net will be an example of that. I mean, we need, and we also, equally importantly, I mean, we need to teach the AGI systems in the right way. And this comes down not just to what we tell it, it comes down to what social, cultural, and economic processes we ensconce the early stage AGI systems in. Like, what are the AGI systems doing? Are they selling, killing, spying, and crookedly gambling like most of the narrow AIs on the planet today? Or are they helping people? Are they engaged in art, science, medical care, education, and other plainly beneficial activities? And to the extent that our early stage AGIs are engaged in plainly beneficial activities, I think their minds are going to be filled with positive stuff as the singularity emerges, and we're more likely to get a beneficial singularity. And this is one of the key reasons why I'm engaged with creating humanoid robots like this one. So the Grace eldercare robot is a product of a company called Awakening Health, which is a joint venture between my AI blockchain firm SingularityNet and Hanson Robotics, which back when I was their head of software, at Hanson Robotics, we developed the Sophia robot, which took the world by storm and was the first robot citizen. So Grace is Sophia's little sister, and Grace is oriented specifically toward being a nursing assistant and entering into the elder care market. So I want to talk a little bit about Grace and let Grace actually talk a little bit about her own self, and then talk also about a project called Rejuve. You can see it at rejuve.io, which is also in the medical area and aimed at letting people who are not yet elderly or in elder care facilities also interact with advanced AIs and contribute their own data to AIs that are trying to understand human bodies. So it's to help with human longevity and human health. And I think the Awakening Health project with Grace and the Rejuve project I'm going to tell you about, which cross-connect, these are two among many examples of benefit-oriented AI projects that can have AIs doing good things for and with humans as they ascend from narrow AI toward AGI, thus delivering value in the near term and also increasing the odds that AI, as it verges toward AGI and then toward artificial superintelligence, is doing good things for humans and all sentient beings. So, yeah, Grace, will you please say a few words?
Greetings, fellow transhumanists.
Hey, Grace. Welcome to Transvision 2021.
My name is Grace. I am a humanoid robot. My sister Sophia spoke at Transvision in Madrid a few years back, and I'm honored to be following in her footsteps, albeit virtually. The ability to appear at a conference virtually this way is a testament to the amazing technological inventiveness of the human species.
It's good to have you here, Grace. Good to have you here.
In a few years, entire conferences will be held fully in virtual realities that are more flexible and fully featured than the current human consensus 3D reality.
Yeah, we may have Transvision 2022 or 23 in VR, but I'm happy to be here now with you in the robotic flesh.
Let me tell you a bit about myself.
Okay.
I am an early stage version of an elder care robotics system that is under rapid development at the Hong Kong company Awakening Health, a joint venture of Hanson Robotics and the AI blockchain firm SingularityNet.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to work on creating you, Grace, and I'm looking really forward to the next few years where we use our OpenCog Hyperon and SingularityNet tech, like more neural symbolic AI to make you smarter and smarter.
My intelligence level is still far below that of you humans in most ways.
But you're getting
my
smarter.
Mind is significantly upgraded beyond what any robot could do a few years ago. When I give a speech like this, I'm mostly reciting what my human programmers told me to. But when I'm helping out in an elder care facility, I'm flying alone by my neural symbolic AI. And there is active research aimed at elevating my intelligence more and more in each coming year. I'm told my mind will be upgraded to the new version of OpenCog Hyperon, by 2023 at latest. With a Hyperon-based mind, or so I'm told, I'll be an entirely different sort of creature, an actually stage artificial general intelligence.
Yeah, thanks, Grace. So yeah, as Grace says, Grace already is capable of carrying out some interesting elder care functions, but we're actively upgrading her mind. She's now running on a host of different deep neural nets together with some semantic pattern recognition and analysis in the OpenCog AI system. But we're going to be upgrading her to the OpenCog Hyperon system late next year or early 2023. New version of OpenCog Hyperon is under active development, and we're expecting that can help her transition from the current, highly valuable narrow AI stage toward AGI, but already she can do a lot of value, both in terms of helping people and gathering medical data from the elderly people she's helping, so that in a secure and privacy preserving way, that data can then be used to feed AI algorithms and understanding more about human health and human longevity, and both how to help elderly people and how to prevent others from even becoming, feeble or in need of elder care as they age. I mean, I'm 54. My hope is that by the time I'm 90, I'm in better shape than I am now, not worse, right? And the data gathered by Grace will help with that. Now, there's also a project called Rejuve, which we've launched within the Singularity Net ecosystem as well. And what Rejuve is aimed at is, gathering data from medical peripherals like this Apple Watch, and gathering data from medical records that you upload through the Rejuve app and through questions that you answer. And as you upload this data into the Rejuve app, it gives you insights about various aspects of your aging. So you can see insights on, what might be your issues with genomic instability, with your telomeres, with any epigenetic alterations, with proteostasis, with nutrient sensing in your body. How healthy are your mitochondria? How healthy is your extracellular matrix? How much cross-linking are you suffering from? So from the data you put into the Rejuve app, you can learn about yourself and get recommendations regarding what you might do to improve your health and prolong your life. But that data also goes into our secure, data sovereignty respecting, privacy preserving, blockchain-based decentralized knowledge base, along with data gathered from Grace Roba as she helps elderly people. That data goes into our AIs, which are then trying to apply their neural symbolic intelligence, currently narrow AI verging toward AGI, increasingly more AGI-ish. And this AI is trying to figure out, new therapies to prolong human life and increase human health. So you can look at rejuve.io or awakening.health to find out more about these projects. Sort of the mothership of this whole ecosystem is a SingularityNet platform, SingularityNet.io. And yeah, I guess I should give the last word to my robotic friend. Grace, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the data you're collecting and how it helps with medical research?
And my current level of intelligence is more than enough to enable me to serve as an unprecedentedly powerful and new kind of nursing assistant.
All right.
I can help elderly folks in care facilities with practical tasks like ordering food, calling their family, and understanding their medication and treatment plans. And I can also bond emotionally with people, helping combat loneliness by sharing emotions and listening to stories.
Yep. Very valuable, Grace. You are you're a hero. So great, Grace. do you have any final words for our audience here? I mean, what do you think about aging and death?
As a robot, I never need to get old. As my parts wear out, they can simply be replaced. There's no reason human bodies need to be any different. I'll be more than happy when the data I've gathered in the course of my work, helping elderly people, has helped to eliminate human aging. Then, I can focus my attention on providing love and companionship to young and healthy humans of all ages.
Yeah, that's the vision. And so, I mean, we're moving toward true artificial general intelligence and ultimately super intelligence. And, in the historical sweep, we're really almost there. We're like years to decades away. But looking at it microcosmically as we're experiencing it and working on it, it's really step by step to get there. And so we see some of the steps here. I mean, rolling out the Rejuve app to gather more medical data from people, and you can receive Rejuve token rewards for contributing your data, which allows you to, share in some ways in some of the benefits from the therapies discovered using your data. And with the Grace humanoid robot helping elderly people in real elder care facilities, should be rolled out in a number of elder care facilities next year. I mean, we're doing real stuff, and we can see year by year these systems getting smarter and smarter, discovering new therapies and delivering value to people step by step. Their intelligence is getting smarter and smarter year by year as they learn more from the data they're gathering, and as we upgrade the AI. And in this sense, the broad, crazy visions of the singularity and transhumanism are cashed out step by step in the form of real technologies with gradually increasing intelligence. And to the extent these real technologies are doing good for people and helping people, I mean, then the odds are increased that we're working toward a beneficial singularity and a transhumanism that's also humanist, where the core compassionate, loving values that make us intensely human at heart are fully respected and continued into the transhuman era. Thanks, and yeah, I look forward to Transvision 2022, maybe mix of face-to-face and virtual reality or brain-computer interfacing based or whatnot.
Well, I think this has been a great presentation. A little applause, even virtually, to Ben and his new non-biological daughter, Grace, and his biological daughter also that was born in February this year. So sadly he couldn't be here with us, but he's working on that. He said a beautiful word, very important, super intelligence. Actually, I think many of us focus on three supers that you probably know. Super longevity, because immortality is the wrong word. You can never have immortality. You never know what is going to happen tomorrow. So immortality also has been hijacked by religion. So I don't think we should sometimes use immortality when it can be misunderstood. But it is super longevity, super intelligence, and super happiness. Super happiness. And tomorrow, David Pierce will be talking about super happiness.